Texas to Tennessee podcast. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't tell
Subscribe,
anybody.
anyways.
Yeah, it's subscribe and then don't tell anybody. Appreciate that.
All right, here we go.
It was Texas, it was Tennessee. It was what I had committed.
Howdy, folks. Welcome in. You have arrived at the Texas to Tennessee podcast. Happy whatever day you watch this, but happy Tuesday if you're here live.
That's
We
right.
see you on YouTube. My name's Steve. Up top there, that's Dr. Gravy, Soul
Howdy.
Gravy. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Eventful
great.
day today.
Oh, it was pretty toasty, but
Warm.
come home and was able to have steak for dinner, so I had no complaint. And then get to hang out with y'all. So
Man, you must have gotten that podcast sponsorship. Congratulations.
no, the kids aren't home, so
Oh,
we ate good.
That makes sense. All right. Well, congrats on that, I guess. Folks, very excited tonight to have our friend Cody Gentry in on the podcast. Cody, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. I've been looking forward to this one for a while.
Not as much as we have, so I appreciate you being here. I think maybe to get started, just so in case any of our viewers are not familiar with your work, could you take a couple minutes and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, I'm a native of South Carolina. I was born and raised in the upstate, which is kind of near like where all the Blue Ridge Mountains end, kind of ish. But yeah, I started playing music probably around fifth grade. Started playing saxophone when I was probably fourth or third grade. I knew I wanted to play an instrument, and I watched my brother get into trumpet, and I was like, man, this looks really cool. So in whatever in my brain clicked with saxophone, and I knew, money was kind of tight as a kid, and I was like, man, I cannot ask for a saxophone. I didn't even know how much they were. $100 would be a lot. But somehow my grandma found out about it, and she said, well, your uncle used to play saxophone. So kind of worked out well. She had it. I got it, and I started playing it from fifth grade all the way up to high school. And I started writing along the way, which doesn't really go along with saxophone, but I started playing mandolin and messing around on guitar then. And then, all throughout college, I was pretty much obsessed with music, but trying to focus as much as possible on schoolwork. And so I like to say that I am, I don't really do this. It sounds so weird, but kind of dumb, but I don't really do this as a choice. I've always been kind of drawn to it, and nothing I've ever done has come close to playing music and writing music and performing in front of people and recording and everything. So I got out of college, I got into some corporate roles. I got into, running campaigns and running various different things. I was a mortgage originator, all of these things, and things that people make careers out of, and I was never fulfilled. And it was about 2020 when I realized, like, hey, I'm going to stop playing to the walls, and I'm going to start putting music out. And I started putting stuff on Facebook and Instagram, and started going to songwriter nights and just open mics in at a bar in Piedmont, South Carolina. And from there it just it's been slowly rolling into now. And I put out an album, my first album, 2014. It's called Blue Ridge Gold. It was produced by Dean Miller, who's the son of Roger Miller and a great friend and a songwriting buddy now. So yeah, it all kind of comes around to not running away from anything, but running toward music. And trust me, if I could be happy doing any other thing, I probably would, because this is a hard business.
You know,
Totally get
that story, it wouldn't be told the same exact way, but I'm pretty sure we've heard a similar story.
a version.
As far as the difficult part, but also the not being fulfilled, going from one world to another, leaving that world nervously. We've had teachers and all different kinds of people, make that jump, and yeah.
Podcasters.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a very strange thing to be around a lot of people who are just completely set with it, and they're fulfilled, and they're having a career, and they go home at 5 o'clock and get to hang out with their families, and wake up and do it again the next day, and they have it somehow clicks with them, but it never did for me. And I'd like to apologize to everyone I worked for, because it was
we all
probably
would
terrible.
like to do that.
I'm sorry, I tried my best, but we're here.
All right, Cody, great intro.
Mhm.
You get to take a break now. We put all that pressure on you right at the beginning. Now you get to relax for a little bit. The focus now is on Soul Gravy.
If you happen to know any of these people, feel free to chime in.
Oh, I'm going to
Or
tell you the
whatever.
wrong answers.
Yeah,
Let's
all
go.
That's
good.
fine.
Yeah, all wrong answers.
Fine.
We'll let you phone a friend maybe on some of these.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So if I did my homework right, Easley, South Carolina is hometown.
That's
Ish.
right. That's
Okay.
right. Yeah.
All right.
It's a very small town, or it used to be. So, Greenville, the entire upstate area, whatever you came up with, good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, just for a reference point, folks, we've had 2 folks on from South Carolina so far. Episode number 109, Christopher Seymour, born in Powdersville, which I think is about 15 minutes from you ish.
So I live in Piedmont now.
Oh, you're
So
Piedmont.
that's
Okay.
about 3 minutes away from me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. That's
Good
cool.
the chances. Yeah. Soul Gravy, this should help your chances,
Uh-huh.
maybe.
No, but okay.
Well, I might throw in like Kevin Garnett because I know you know that one.
Okay.
He's from relatively close by.
Okay.
And then 4 hours to Loris, South Carolina, where Alex Rogers on episode number 79. So, I mean, 2 of my favorite guys. So there's a little bit of pressure on you tonight, but I'm sure you're gonna pull through. So
And then
South Carolina's
Cody,
representing well.
in the sound of all 3 of you guys, your music is it's in the same vein, but it's all just different too.
Yeah, different for sure.
That's absolutely what I love about South Carolina.
Yep.
And North Carolina too. It's just there aren't people that sound close to each other for whatever reason. One street down. Having gone to the same schools and the same mindset and everything, people, for whatever reason, it can be completely different, which is cool. I like it a lot.
Absolutely. All right. So a couple other fun facts about Easley. Easley is, I think, 10 minutes to Greenville Pickens. Greenville Pickens
Speedway?
Speedway. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's just down the road, right?
Yes, sir. I used to ride my bike there.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, Soul Gravy, I hope you were paying attention to that because there could be a clue in there for one of the people. And then also, I came up with a population of around 18,000. It may be a little bit larger than that now, but that was 2020.
That's crazy to hear.
Pickens. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Good luck, Soul Gravy.
Okay.
Remember the hint. First gentleman's name is Kyle Benjamin.
I don't. Is he part of the hint?
Well, the hint that I gave right as you left, probably, which is going to make it difficult.
No. I heard the
Okay.
hint, but I wasn't sure if it applied to this person.
It did.
I was paying attention. So he is a race car driver apparently, or no?
He is.
Okay.
He runs in the Xfinity series, which would be the series just below. What is it? Sprint, Winston Cup? I don't know what it is anymore.
I don't know what it's called now.
Altel.
Winston Cup. We're sticking with it.
Winston Cup. All right,
so he would have run in the Busch series.
Yes.
I got you.
Yes. Yeah. So he's in that. All right, Shannon Forrest.
I don't think I'm familiar.
Shannon's a pretty well-known country/rock studio session drummer.
Okay.
He was a road drummer for a little band called Toto.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm familiar
shout
with
out to
Toto.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Son of gospel music producer Otis Forrest.
Okay.
Um, this one's going to be tough. Kimberly Hampton.
Yeah, I don't think I'm familiar with her work. Are you?
Oh boy,
Coach?
Me?
He didn't like the question.
It's just funny to hear you say you weren't familiar with her work. That's just it's once you realize it's gonna be
It'll be funny.
it's
Okay,
gonna
I
be,
got you. All right. I like this.
Did you have an answer for Kimberly Hampton?
I mean, I might now because of
All right.
Cody's
Uh,
laughing. I
Kimberly
mean,
was a U.S. Army captain, first female military pilot to be killed by hostile fire.
okay, all right. Sorry about that. That's not where my mind was going
Timing
after
was
Cody
not
was
excellent
laughing.
on
So
that.
I'm sorry
All right.
on that.
sorry.
Wes Knight. Wes Knight. Knight.
I don't think I'm familiar with his work either.
It's going to be a rough go here. He is a Major League Soccer player, plays for the Vancouver Whitecaps. I
Okay.
think currently still plays.
I didn't know that one. Sorry,
right.
Wes.
That's right. Stanley Morgan. You got a chance at this one, maybe.
Do I?
Maybe not.
No, I don't think I do.
Sounds like a finance company, right?
I would,
Morgan.
yeah, definitely an insurance company. Yes.
Stanley was an outstanding wide receiver for the New England Patriots. He went after the deep ball like nobody. And
So when was this? The 80s?
Yeah, it would have been in the 80s.
Okay.
So,
Can
he was a hell
I
of
tell
a
you,
player.
can I just tell you a funny story real quick?
Yeah,
So
yes, please.
our high school they really focused on football. At one point, they were like the football and beauty queen capital. That's what they call themselves,
combo.
right? Like everybody else. But I think they won one state title back in 1969. I'm probably wrong. Sorry, guys. But in the old high school, there was like this whole trophy case and everything was dusty, but right in the middle was a picture of Stanley Morgan.
Oh, there
So
you
it's
go.
like, hey, we have somebody. We got it.
I want to. I can't remember where he went to college, but he was a great player. All right, Soul Gravy. Last two are sports since we haven't been off to a super hot start today.
Okay.
Rob Standifer.
Yeah, I don't think I'm familiar with his work either. I know that name, I think, but
I think he was a pitcher, but I'm not sure. But he played for Florida, played for the Marlins. Might have been
Okay.
on that World Championship team. Also played for the Red Sox, and apparently finished out his career with the Hiroshima Toyo Carp.
okay. That's where I would have
Shout out to Rob.
known him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is your best chance. This gentleman's actually from Pickens, which is just up the road a few miles. Yeah. But I had to find something. I think Soul Gravy has a
Okay,
chance
yeah.
at. So.
Appreciate the lob there.
Sam Weish.
I think I'm getting his name mixed up with someone else, but I think he's a football player.
He was a quarterback. Then became the coach
right.
for the
Okay.
Bengals. They lost to, I think, one of those great 49ers teams in, I don't know, the 80s.
So I still got lucky because I'm thinking of somebody else. So
He introduced the no huddle offense. So shout out to Sam,
That's
even though
right.
he's from Pickens. But
thanks for speeding it up.
yep, folks, that I know the chat is going wild, but that is Why Are They Famous? Thank you for letting us do that, Cody. We
I
appreciate
gotta come
it.
up with a theme song for this.
Can I throw one in there?
Yeah, please do.
Taylor McCall,
Okay.
incredible guitar player. He's got a couple albums out.
Okay.
I think he went on tour with Peter Frampton,
Oh,
but he's like two or 3 years younger than me. But yeah, easily native.
rock music or
It kind of toes the line between like rock, country, and Americana. So probably
cool.
right up your alley.
okay, nice. I dig that. All right, well, there you go, Soul Gravy.
All right, writing it down.
All right. Alrighty, Cody, this is I don't know if it's the weirdest question, but it is the question that kind of sets the tone for our music questions. It's called the pie question.
Okay.
We're going to give you a pie. It's a musical pie. We're going to ask you to divide it into 4 sections. We're going to help you divide it up. Those 4 sections are songwriting, recording, performing, and then the 4th piece is everything else that is not one of those 3 things that goes into running your music business. So if you take
Oh,
those 4 things, that's probably a big chunk of your time. But I want to know which one of those pieces do you kind of naturally gravitate to? What is it that you go, okay, this is my jam. This is what I'm great at.
this what I like to do, or what I
It could,
normally just fill my time with?
I would say to start, let's do with what you enjoy or
Okay.
what you think you're maybe best at.
Natural.
Yep.
Yeah. Songwriting would be probably 50%.
Okay.
Um, oh, I gotta take that back. Sorry.
It's okay.
Songwriting would be like a third. Listen, I haven't done fractions since like almost
Math
failed
isn't our
school.
strong point, but we're good.
Wait, talking about a pie usually throws everyone off
It does.
anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah. Okay, so songwriting would probably be, I'll say 40%.
Okay. So big chunk.
Performing also 40%.
Okay.
And recording, um, probably 15%.
Okay.
And what does that leave me with?
Business 5%.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's where you like to spend your time. Where do you actually spend your time?
Business, probably 60%.
Okay.
And then songwriting, probably 35%.
Okay.
Well, okay, but then I have performing. So
Yeah.
I'll say I do. I'll lump it like this. I do more. I put more time in the business side than I do
Anything else?
performing. I would say.
Yeah.
Because performing, I'm there for like 2 hours
Right.
tops, and then I spend 5-6 hours looking for places to play, trying to reach out to people, sending cold call messages, because it's just me, guys.
Yep.
It's just me. But yeah, there's songwriting in there too. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, here's a couple follow-up questions. So I'm sure you've fast forwarded in your head to a point where maybe someday you might have somebody that would potentially help you with that business side.
Yeah,
Maybe not, but in my head, if I
I
was
would. I
spending
would
that much
hope.
time, I'd be like daydreaming about, oh, one day I'm going to have somebody that's going to do this for, at least a chunk of it for me. How do you know when the right time to potentially take that step would be?
I guess it depends on what I'm really looking for. I think a lot of it is like, it's tough to. I'm gonna be honest. It like this business is tough,
Sure.
especially like I can write all day and I can put up videos all day, but it's the booking that is just like, it's tough for me,
Yeah.
and so I think once I get to a point, um, to where I am, constantly, getting these bigger gigs and doing all this, and you know, having somebody to kind of snowball that into bigger things, and opening up for larger bands, which is what I want to be doing a lot more of. But yeah, probably around then.
Okay. I know
So
that's
yeah,
kind of an ambiguous question, but like,
no, and it's something I think about a lot. I would love for somebody to just come in now and they're like, "Hey, I'll take 10% and I can book all these
right,
places." I would go for it right now.
finding the right person for that is harder than you would think,
Of
right?
course, of
Yep.
course.
Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the songwriting piece, if you don't mind. One of the questions. This is a consistent question that if we get to songwriting that I like to ask, but everybody. It's a little bit of a cliche question, but everybody has a different way of going about getting the songs
Yeah.
out. What is there anything that you can share about your process that maybe just from talking to other artists that you know is unique or different?
I don't know if it's unique. But I do a lot of reading, and I I'm just kind of curious on different things, whether it's like the Civil War or history. History is a really good place to start, and also I like Southern folk writings. I like David Joy, Larry Brown, all of those Flannery O'Connor, all of these prolific writers. And I think it kind of gets tangled up in my head, and a lot of times I'll wake up kind of early in the morning, and it feels like I can almost visualize something, kind of in that middle part of like not in a deep sleep, but also not fully awake, where you're not really sure of what's going on or anything. So a lot of the ideas I get will kind of start there. And then, kind of just like a dream, when you have a dream and you're like, man, this could be a movie. And then you start playing in your head. And sometimes it's great. And sometimes it's like, I don't see Mel Gibson playing a bunny in a comedy. It's just, but it just kind of rolls like that. So it's a lot of filtering, and trying to make it as brief as possible. Just trying to hammer it down. And I think the key is though is reading and being really engulfed in what you're reading.
So actually reading, not like books on Spotify or wherever. No,
No, I do that too. Yeah.
what is that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get some Audible books, and I'll
Yeah.
throw them
Audible,
in.
that's
And
what I was trying to think.
a lot of the times though, with the books that I read, because I read a lot of like Southern fiction, and so they're always talking like
Oh yeah,
this.
yeah.
I'm like,
Get the full
dude,
effect.
just like be yourself. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess a couple more details, and then I'll hand it over to Soul Gravy. It is his show. So, um, one, are you strictly a solo guy? Do you like to write with other folks, or is it something that is even an option? Or
Yeah, so for the longest time I was just me writing.
yeah,
So when it got into like 2022, I reached out to a friend, and I was like, "Hey man, do you want to write songs?" He was like, "Well, I've never really done it with anyone else." And I was like, well, "Me either." So let's just get on here. So we got on Zoom, and just wrote a whole bunch of great songs. And I realized how fun it was. So my cousin Lauren Link is also a singer and a songwriter. So I write with her. Actually, helped write her EP, which will be coming out sometime this year. And yeah, I like to write with friends because it's fun. I write with Dean Miller, and that's a whole lot of fun. But yeah, for me, it's just like I don't know. There's something about creating with other people that's also fun. It's a breath of fresh air, and you know, I've never had a problem. I have to be on the level with someone to say, hey, let's go in a different direction.
sure.
Because if you don't have that, then it's like you just take the controls and or you just let them do everything. It's supposed to be collaborative, and and it's helped a lot with on stage performance as well, because for so long I was doing it by myself. And I've started picking up a band, and man, it's just so much fun to see like what they can actually contribute once I free the reins and let them go with it.
Cool.
So it's fun. Yeah.
And then one quick follow up: are you a notes in the phone kind of guy, or do you like to, handwrite? What does that look like
This is
for
gonna
you?
sound this is gonna sound crazy to anyone that's type A at all, but I have all of my notes in OneNote on my phone,
Oh, oh,
and it freezes
that's a
up.
little
I mean,
crazy.
it's probably hundreds of songs, but it's in OneNote. And the biggest question I get is what happens if they all go?
Yeah, for sure.
And my answer is if they all go and I've forgotten about them, they're probably not that great anyways.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's fair.
So I don't know.
Do you I know I said one more, but I lied. Do you find that when you get hit with the inspiration to kind of get something out, that it tends to show up at not always the best time?
Um, yeah, as in like work it out right then and there.
Yeah, so there's a certain amount of folks like get hit when they're having dinner or they're at a function or whatever, and they have to kind of separate themselves from the situation because they know if they don't get it out now that it's just gonna be sitting back there in the back of their head and they
Yeah.
won't be able to necessarily remember it.
I whenever something like that happens, my wife is one of the most amazing people, probably the most amazing person in the world.
That's cool.
But she always knows when something hits because like she'll be talking to me and I'm like, yep. And she's like, you're writing. I'll just give you this and
He's doing
like
all
thanks.
right.
It won't take long. And then 3 hours later, I'm like, I got it. I'm in a great mood now because it does. It's like, if it's something good, I can't let it linger because either I'll forget or it just tears me up inside. So I just have to like pretty soon after I have to figure something out, and I'm pretty miserable until I get it figured out. So it's like
Cool.
it's like a black cloud.
Well, I've been waiting, let's see, 26 minutes to ask you or to point out, dig the Jerry Clower shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Oh, Jerry Clower fan club too.
Shout
Okay.
out, Cornbread Cowboy. He made this shirt, and a friend of mine who's a comedian. His name's Tx2Tn. He had this shirt on, and I said, "Man, where did you get that?" He's like, "Go check out Cornbread." So I checked him out and bought the shirt, and two very funny guys, by the way. Just very funny. So
I mean, this may sound like a kind of an ignorant question, Steve, but did Jerry Clower make it your direction as well? No, sorry.
From Hee Haw,
No.
right?
He's a
No?
comedian.
yeah, he was a
Oh,
comedian.
Like
wasn't he on Hee Haw?
just
No?
just no.
Oh,
Well, he
okay.
may have done a thing on there, but
He
Okay.
would have been
That,
great on Hee Haw.
yeah,
yeah.
He would have carried that show.
in my head, he was on Hee Haw. Can we just go back to how it was in my head?
That's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, I know
Look,
he's a
look.
comedian.
Now Steve gets grilled, and he's all worried
Exactly.
about it.
That's not how the
Exactly.
show works.
Exactly. I asked the questions, damn it. Yeah, that's a character that I grew up with my grandfather.
Man,
All of those stories and the different ones. So
it's
I have
funny
some of
how
the grandpa's Jerry Clower records over there on the special shelf. So
I love it, man. It's funny how you'll get around the South, and one of my good friends, I think she might be 30, but we started talking. I mentioned something about Jerry Clower one day, and she was like, "Jerry Clower," and she was just talking about. I was like, "How in the world?" Then I remembered, everybody's, most people got grandpas that love Jerry Clower, so we were the
yep,
lucky ones.
it was the Jerry Clower and the Ray Stevens.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. So I'm curious of. I don't know why I say I'm curious. I am curious. That's why I say it. And then Jude gets on to me or makes fun of me about it, but that's okay. One of our friends. So I'm guessing when you were younger, the music that you're putting out now wasn't necessarily what you were listening to or digging into at the beginning. But when did that switch when did you find that space that of the music that you're putting out now?
Man, I don't know. It's been weird. So my dad always loved John Prine. And so, growing up, my dad was like I saw him every other weekend. So a lot of the stuff that he listened to, I listened to during the week just because I missed him, and it felt like there was some sort of connection there. My mom is a huge AC/DC fan, and so
Right.
you're right that there's a lot of differences with what I was really into at the time. In high school I was a big rap fan and loved the lyrics, and couldn't say everything, which is okay. But sorry. But yeah, and then I listened to jazz and all of these things, and then I started doing this whole evolution of music of like, okay, this is what I like. Where did they get this from? And this is who I like. Where did they get this from? And it all came back to this like folk kind of music. And so from there, I started writing, really like story songs, even funny songs, all of this. And
I was hoping you were going to say that you started going back to folk and rap, but
dude, can we blend those two? Can we do like a,
I
like
don't know. I
a,
just like saying folking with anything, you know.
folk? I
Yeah.
started folking with rap.
Yeah.
I folks with rap a little bit.
Okay.
And I still do. I love rap, but no, it's kind of just morphed into whatever this is. And I people ask me what my sound is, and I'm like, I I don't know. But I think that's okay. It makes a really weird conversation. I think it's country. I think it's a little bit folk. I think it's a lot of storytelling. And this next album I put out is going to be pretty hard. It's gonna rock pretty hard. So I don't know.
Is that because you started picking up gigs with the band that
Um,
that influenced what you had in your head?
Somewhat. I started listening to a lot of I don't know, like I kind of, for whatever reason, when I put out the record, I didn't listen to a lot of new music, so I kind of stepped back and figured out what I really liked. And I started listening to a lot of Shiny Ribs, and I started listening to a lot of Jerry Lee Lewis and Tom Waits and all these people who groove, and they have just weird little things. And I guess that kind of all got morphed in my head, and somehow I made a record that isn't going to sound like the first one, which is awesome. I love that. We'll see how it goes, though. I don't know if I answered your question. I've just been
That's
thinking
okay.
about myself.
All right. It's a conversation anyway. Well, no, I think everybody has different opinions on that, stay in a certain lane or a box or whatever. But as we talked about at the beginning with the three people that we've had on the podcast from South Carolina, Alex Rogers is a very soulful singer.
Yep.
Christopher is straight up honky tonk.
Yeah.
And then, and then your music. So it's, I like artists being able to be artists. Some of our favorite guests that have been on, like Tennessee Jet, I don't think he ever makes the same album twice. So
Right.
it's for fans of music, they understand that artists need to be artists.
Yeah, and I think it's I'm not bashing anyone that does anything because I feel like everything, if you are an artist and it's coming from a pure place, if
Exactly.
you end up making a record that sounds like another one, that's fine. But it's like, just follow whatever it is. If if it loses your fan base, okay, it's you're doing what you want, and people, if you put a lot into it, people are gonna like. I mean, look at Sturgill. I mean, that the guy's done everything. I'm expecting a hip hop album at some point, which would be awesome.
I mean, he even took his fast songs and made them slow, and his slow songs and made them fast on a bluegrass album.
Just
So
messing with people.
yeah. I really think that's that. I would love to ask him if that was a troll move, too, because everyone wanted him to make more country and
Of
bluegrass
course.
music. So I think personally, I think he was being a smart ass and going, okay, I'm just going to record the same songs again at a
Yeah,
different
here you
tempo.
go. You wanted new songs? There you go.
I think there's
So great.
I'm a huge Sturgill fan, but I think there's a pretty good chance that he might not like being told what to do.
I don't think
Oh
so.
yeah. No, I think he just likes to do whatever it is that he's got going on at the moment, which is,
Yep.
I think that's why musicians like him so much.
Yeah, I think there's something to it, and I think if you want to think about like Navy, when you're on a ship and you're around these people 24/7, it's not like being on a base where you can get away, do all these things. You're in a confined space in the middle of the biggest desert of water in the world, always. So I think I would be pretty. I'm already pretty anti-authoritarian when it comes to things, but if I were in his position, I'd probably hate authority. My dad was in the Navy, and he was completely like did not take orders from anybody after that. So I get it.
A one-time experience. Well, it's funny you brought that up.
Yep.
In the Navy is one of Soul Gravy's favorite songs by
Hey,
Village People. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
shout out.
Definitely.
are you the
That's my
chief?
jam.
You're the Indian, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's the construction worker.
Oh,
I play different characters. Yeah.
sure you do.
Yeah. I'm the construction worker that's the Chiefs fan. So, you know.
Love that.
Yeah, nice.
Well, speaking of new music, it seems like a pretty good segue to go into something you were going to play for us.
Cool.
Can you kind of give us a rundown on what? And thank you for taking the time to hook up your mic and play something live for us
Really
too. We
dig that.
appreciate
Yeah.
that. It's always a special little treat for when folks do that. So
Of course, man. Just as long as this thing stays in tune. Let's see. I'll do one that I haven't put out. I wrote this song a couple months ago, and at the beginning I was thinking about my mom, and I was like, man, this would be a nice to do it for Mother's Day, because my mom has this distinct laugh where she'll like belly laugh and roll her head back, and it's just like, you know, whenever I make her laugh is like probably my absolute favorite thing that I do. Is just like I can make her laugh and she just starts rolling and it makes me laugh. So I came up with these first lines, and then after I started singing them over and over, I realized it wasn't about her at all. And this song kind of came out of nowhere. Let's see if I can sing it. Well, I love the way she laughs, so I'll call her in the morning to help relive my past, the same old worn out story. She'd dance around the words she'd want to say. My silence through my stubbornness was just how I was raised. Hear my voice through the rattle, I'm doing just fine. The blood on my saddle's not mine. In the heat of all my battles, there's times I left untold. I'll take comfort when it's here to hold. There's times I needed sympathy through strange perfumes and jewelry. None of these women ever knew my name. For the soul's sake of survival, well, it's either him or me. While I'm sifting through the cinders for parts of home that still remain. Hear my voice through the rattle, I'm doing just fine. Blood on my saddle's not mine. In the heat of all my battles, there's times I left untold. I'll take comfort when it's here to hold. The mighty hunt in silence when the weak are stopped to rest. I can't go much farther with the pain inside my chest. Hear my voice through the rattle, I'm doing just fine. I'm in the silence of the pine. And I don't mind the dying, I stop shaking in the cold. I'll take comfort when it's here to hold. I'll take comfort when it's here to hold. I said I'd ride the lightning till the northern sky stopped roaring. She's looking down tonight, so I'll call her in the morning.
Yeah. So when you're saying the rattle, what are you meaning on that? Are you meaning the like an actual like baby rattle, or are you meaning something?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
It's I don't know, when I thought about the um I don't know, the bond that mothers and sons have in particular. And
Gotcha.
so, with that rattle, it's definitely like, remember me as a baby, and don't worry about, how bad off I am right now. Um, yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere. I read a lot of these Civil War letters, and it's either letters that got sent or letters that never made it and they found them. I don't know how many are real, but they're very entertaining and heartbreaking to listen to. And so when I wrote that song, obviously they didn't have phones back then, but calling in the sense of I'm coming home. I'm you're no longer on this earth, and I'm coming to see you. So
I like to refer to that as a non-risque double entendre.
hey, all right.
I didn't do well in French, but
Sorry, I couldn't. I'm glad it wasn't risque, because I don't need any
yeah,
like Freudian slips or
right.
anything.
We don't need that. Um,
Did you
you
learn
have
that from the village people also?
weird, yeah. So it's in listening to your music, there's like it kind of makes sense now, at least for me, when you talk about reading and you're reading stuff that is a little bit, dated or, older.
Yeah,
And so some of the words that you choose now kind of, that makes sense to me. So cool turns of phrases and different words that aren't maybe as commonly used in today's, general conversation. So that's cool to have that little bit of insight.
cool, man. That makes me happy. Yeah, I don't know. I try to write to where I don't like wasted words in songs. I don't, and it's one of those things where I do a lot of editing afterwards, and I'm like, I'm gonna take all this out, because either it sounds stupid and I was trying too hard, which I have those songs, or it just kind of drags on, and I want to be as descriptive as possible, um, in a very short time. So
Yeah, totally makes sense.
We just want to know when the pickup truck song is going to come out. That's what we.
yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
It'll be right after the whiskey song.
Yeah, yeah. We really need to dive into those subjects that no one really sings about.
The Civil War
Right.
pickup truck song. I got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Looking
and
forward to it.
yeah. I would make fun about drinking bourbon, but I do have a song that references bourbon, which is fine.
Uh, so real quick, and then to Tabo, you take that. Do you happen to listen to Watch House? Because
I yeah,
their song Wildfire, like it seems like it would fit right in
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
that's a fantastic song.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't heard it in so long, but I love that song. It's a great story, and I think if I'm not mistaken, it might just be a completely made up story, because I don't know if I could find anything about the guy that they reference in that
Right,
song,
right.
which is amazing.
Hmm.
It's and to like, I have friends that are. I have a really good friend that's a screenwriter, and I'm still amazed at how these people can like develop these intense situations with these very developed characters. It's just like it's honestly mind blowing. So it's really cool to see.
Understand.
All right, this is where I get to ask questions again. I'm excited. Um,
I tried to make it 26 minutes.
yeah, well, that'd take us right to the final question. So,
Oh,
all right.
wait, is this the big final question?
No,
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 no.
no. We still have.
Okay.
I know
Whew.
you
You'll know
prefer
the
that this interview
yeah.
would be over, but we're going to keep you here for another 16 minutes.
I
So,
wasn't. I don't think I was ready for that last one yet. I don't even know what it is, but I'm
well,
worried.
Yeah, it's the anticipation is half of it. So, um, all right. So after a show, you play. Somebody comes up and wants to buy a sticker or a hat or a T-shirt or whatever. What what is it that those folks are saying to you about your music? Are they giving you comparisons, or
Yeah.
what's that conversation like?
Yeah. When they say, "Hey, you kind of sound like this person,"
Yeah.
I get a lot of it's a strange thing, and I never mind it, but I get a lot of it's funny in like the age group that I'm in, a lot of Tyler Childers, a lot of Zach Bryan, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fine. Um, but the older crowd is like, I hear some a little bit of Guy Clark,
Yeah.
some John
Yeah.
Prine, some, and that makes me happy as well. The next question I ask whenever they ask that, like, "Hey, you remind me of Tyler Childers." I'm like, "Do you like Tyler Childers?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Great,
Can't
perfect."
stand that guy.
Yeah. It's like
Important question to follow
I
up
don't
with.
know.
Yeah.
It was funny. So there's some places in the South. This whole like bless your heart thing, it's true, but for whatever reason it never happens to like people on stage, because we were playing at a place and my cousin's a fantastic singer, and this lady came up to me and was like, "Hey, I loved what you were doing up there." And she looks at her, she's like, "I really don't like girl singers, but
Yeah.
hey, you were pretty good too." And I'm like, that's crazy. But like, I don't know. That's a complete different
That's a whole
tangent.
thing. Yeah, like we could
It
spend
was,
a good 3 hours on that topic.
Yeah.
yeah. But a lot of the people, um, if they do come up, it's because they were paying attention, and that's
Yeah,
all. That's all I
those are
can
your
ask.
people. Yeah.
If they're paying attention and they're liking what they hear and they stick around and maybe sit through something they don't like to hear something they do like, you can't find better people in the world than that.
Yeah.
Not even just listeners, the people that actually show up and are engaged and think enough of you to reach out to you afterwards and say something positive. Maybe it's backhanded, but they're saying might say something positive. It's a really, really cool feeling. And I don't know if there's a certain time or like a certain tier you have to get to have fans. But I don't really see people as fans. I just see them as supporters, because they're the ones that are, buying the T-shirt so I can get something from the QT when I'm, on the way to the next place. It's not really. I'm so thankful for everybody that shows up.
Yeah, it's genuine. And
I
speaking
mean,
of fans, I'd like to shout out to both of our fans on YouTube. Thank you for being there.
Let's
Um,
go.
yeah,
well,
yeah, we couldn't do it without you.
real
Uh,
quick, I mean, there are people that are going all over the country in a van or any kind of vehicle that had the same mindset of what you just said. I mean, that's a statement for somebody that's listening, not necessarily for you, but just so that they understand that the people they go to see, um, they may be thousands and thousands miles away from home, and that shirt or vinyl or whatever it is you
yeah,
may buy might be their hotel room for that night,
get you in
or
that
Yeah.
easy
whatever the
message.
case would be.
Yeah.
Lucky if they have a hotel room.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
right.
I mean, not, and that too. And it's also, you know, it, it leaves you with like, if no one came up, afterwards, it's like, well, I did that, was kind of the point in that, let's go. And it's not even the buying things. It's like meeting people. That's the part I love. I love, hearing where people are from and hearing their stories. And, if, that whole connection is a part of why I do all of this. I don't want to sit up there and just, preach a sermon and then go home. I want to get up there and, make an impact to the point to where you're like, hey, I want to talk to this guy because he might understand.
I'm sure you've been on the other side of that coin as far as
Oh
in a crowd listening to somebody and then go and talk to
yeah,
them, and it probably meant a lot to you and them as well.
Both ways. Yeah.
Hmm.
100%. Yeah, and it always just makes everyone feel better when you have a positive interaction. And just for people out there who are, I get it, people don't like to be in social situations, but step out. try it because it's
Yeah.
going to be a good experience.
Somebody made the analogy the other day that like the hardcore independent music fans are the Winston Cup fans of the 80s. Like they just, those are your people, and you just have to root them out and find them and make that connection,
Absolutely.
and they will be there every time you come to town, and
Yes.
it just takes a little time. So
Yeah, it's the people that want you to sign their babies and have,
right. Yeah,
flags waving for you. Yeah, all that.
go earn her. All right.
And your
Um,
Tyler Childers pictures.
Yeah, that's right.
So, just real quick before we get to the rapid fire, rough estimate on how many shows you're playing this year. How many live
Oh
shows would you be?
gosh, I don't know. It's things are just constantly ramping up. I don't know. Probably I don't know, probably 100, but that's
Okay.
but a lot of it's like, I do some local shows. I go up to Charlotte a lot because I just love playing
Yeah. Charlotte's
to
cool
those
too.
people and playing with those people is just incredible.
What is an ideal number? Is it more or less?
And more.
More?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So in
want
a
to be
perfect world, you'd like to
playing.
play.
Yeah, so it's not really announced yet, but I'm doing a Texas run with Mac Lee Part. If you don't know Mac, look him up. Amazing singer songwriter. We're going to Texas, and then in December, I think we're going to be going kind of around the Midwest, and then in March of next year, we're going to do some runs together as well. He's just a great guy, and kind of found out. I don't know if y'all know Mac, but a friend of mine told me about him, and thanks, Thomas. I appreciate that. Love you, brother.
Shout out to the wallpaper.
Shout out to the wallpaper. Uh, yeah. Yeah, he's a wonderful guy. So a friend of mine introduced me to Mac, and turns out he's from Greenville. So you missed
Oh.
that one on there. You could have said Mac Lee Park.
Yeah.
I'll let that
Yep.
slide.
Fair enough.
But it turns out that he's a second cousin of one of my wife's cousins. So down the line, we're related. So I just call him my cousin. So we're family.
Fair
We're
enough.
family.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
shout out Mac.
All right, Soul Gravy, are you ready to get into a little rapid fire?
Yeah.
Okay,
Is this
well,
is
here
this your first Texas trip?
Yes, I've never been to Texas
Okay.
ever.
Gotcha.
Well,
So I'm really excited.
Buc-ee's is probably a must.
Brother, they
They
put
got Buc-ee's all over the South
They
now.
put a Buc-ee's in Florence, South Carolina, and
Oh,
I've
okay.
never ever been more like I go to New York every Christmas, right? New York City, love it, love the pace, whatever. You put a Buc-ee's in Florence, South Carolina, everyone just gets in and doesn't move. It's just like all around the brisket, people
Yeah.
just hover.
Yeah.
And it is the most
Something.
stressful thing I've ever experienced in my life. I've been twice. I'll probably go back because I'm a glutton for punishment and some barbecue sandwiches. But
We've got one coming to my area. It'll be
Oh,
like
giddy up.
it'll be huge.
Well, there's lots of things to do in Texas, but
Okay,
we're
good.
looking forward to having you here.
Thank
All right,
you.
let's get to the rapid fire.
All right.
I want to know an album that you have purchased more than once.
Album I purchased more than once would be the Towns Van Zandt Live at the Old Quarter.
Ooh, that's a great album.
It's a great album.
Nobody's ever said that before.
It's a really, really good album.
Yep.
And someone, I think I lent it out to someone and they didn't return it, which is fine. I
Understandable.
love that. At one point, my brother had 3 DVDs of Joe Dirt.
Oh, well, different.
Don't know
but
why.
yeah.
Completely different, but sorry.
No,
Towns Van
that's
Zandt,
good.
Joe Dirt.
That's it, brother.
Right.
Similar.
Yeah. Well, different
Life's
tastes for
important.
different people, right? All right. Well, historical figure. You're gonna have dinner with one historical figure, dead or alive. Doesn't have to be a musician. I want to know what you're gonna have to eat and who are you gonna be breaking bread with.
I am going with I'm gonna go. I don't know why this popped in my head. I'm gonna go John Candy because I feel like
Okay.
John
You're gonna eat
Candy
well.
would be the best
Interesting.
dinner.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be like I love Chris Farley, but I heard he was kind of a menace at dinners. I feel like with John Candy, he'd be smoking cigarettes casually, maybe drinking some some nice
Brandy.
drinks, some brandy, and just mowing down on a steak.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Unexpected, but good answer.
Me too.
Um,
Yeah. I got Monty Duck questions.
I want to know what your ideal green room might look like.
Oh man, okay, so there's a green room in Honea Pass, South Carolina, at a place called the Fiddle and Bow, and
Could you say the name of the place again? Sorry,
yeah,
honey.
it's called the Fiddle and Bow Music Hall and Southern Gallery. It might be mixed up, but it is the Fiddle and Bow,
Okay.
and it's one of the coolest ever listening rooms to begin with. He's got folk art all over the walls, and in the green room there is one of the most comfortable couches in the world. He keeps a fridge stocked with root beer and Dr. Pepper, which is, you can't beat that. And then he has got this incredible album collection where everything from pretty much a lot of it's bluegrass. So that's probably my, like, I just need somewhere to sit down and I'm pretty low key, but I've been to some not great ones too, where you're just sitting in a chair, just kind of feel like you're waiting to be executed. But I don't think I can say that on YouTube, waiting to be off.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, that's probably my favorite.
So I would
Oddly
foresee
enough,
a
that venue is
problem.
called the Green Mile.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I could foresee a problem. Like, sir, we can't get this young man out of the green room.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
won't come up
I'm
on
not leaving.
stage. It's
not
too
leaving.
nice, so they can't make him that nice.
Yeah, I will say, so there's a place called the Bird's Nest in Dunn, North Carolina,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and y'all know the Bird's Nest,
Yeah.
and
Sean and Laura.
out back, they have an RV, and
Yeah.
it is always, the temperature is always great. It is well stocked with every beverage that you would ever want, and they're just great people. So
Yeah.
shout out them too.
Can't
Yeah.
say
Shout
enough
out to
good things
Sean
about
and
the Bird's
Carla
Nest.
over there.
Shout them
Yeah.
out.
They're doing great things.
Yeah, I love that place.
All right. I already asked the Bucky's question. So, bucket list venue, I'd like one inside the state of South Carolina and then maybe one somewhere else.
Ooh, I like that. In South Carolina, I would. I think I would probably go with somewhere on the coast. There's a great place called the Windjammer, and it's right on the water, and they have a beautiful stage, and it's always a great time. So I'd probably like to play there with just a full band, sometime around summertime, and really rock it out. And a lot of great people come through there. The one outside of there, I mean, you have your Ryman's, you have Red Rocks, and that would be fantastic too. One place that I really want to go is the Caverns in Tennessee,
Yeah.
because that place, like,
It's the
get
coolest.
over your fears, go down. It's a wild looking place. I feel like it would be awesome.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever
Yeah.
been there?
I haven't ever been,
I've
but
not.
I know several folks that have, and
Yes.
the reviews are always. Different friends have been in different styles of music as they went to, and it was cool
That's
no
awesome.
matter what. So, yeah.
I wonder what it's like playing in that sphere. Sorry, this is a rapid fire.
No,
I just
that's
feel
fine.
like
Well, we did
a big picture of my face on the sphere would not go well with the audience.
we did have a question from the chat.
Oh, great.
Cynthia, who's one of our 2 listeners,
Uh-huh.
Cynthia.
asked if we could ask when the song might potentially be released.
That song, the song that I play. So I'm actually going. I'll be recording. I'm starting recording in September in Muscle
Okay.
Shoals. So I'm gonna lay it down then, and
Nice. A little bit after
probably
that.
looking at maybe something at the end of the year, maybe early next year, depending on the cycle. So
For sure.
not to go as Steve would say too much inside baseball, but where are you? Do you mind saying where you're going to record that at?
I do mind actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I'm
that's
right.
not
right.
just
We
kidding.
won't ask
I'm
that.
kidding. No, no, no.
Yeah,
No,
you never know.
no, there's a so the guitar player on my last album, his name is Saul Littlefield. He just won ACM Guitarist of the Year, and he's actually a producer. He's got this fantastic studio in Muscle Shoals. So I'll be going down there, and I'm going to be cutting all the songs in his studio because I trust him.
I'm just intrigued by that area, and
Yeah.
it's, what comes out of the water there is crazy. All these, there's,
It's
there's
the
there's
place.
the two major
Right.
famous ones there with
But there's
Fame and
also
Muscle Shoals Sound, but
Right.
there's a lot of studios in the area, that have
Oh
come up
yeah.
in the last handful of years, and
Yeah. And
it's
they're
great
they're
to
they're
see.
all great. The spot that he has in particular is a wonderful, wonderful. Just like it's a really big place, but it's just you can just tell that there's something there. And like I said, he's a fantastic guitar player, and he's got an ear like no other. So I'm excited for this one. It's going to be a lot of fun.
cool. Last rapid fire question. First concert you attended, and then the first concert you paid to go see.
Oh, hope my mom's listening to this because she took me when I was a kid. She took me to Def Leppard, and that was
Nice.
my first
Was
concert.
that pre-arm or after post?
That was
It
after
was
probably.
it was
Yeah,
after,
what happened
but
in that,
I will
right?
I will tell you that was the most amazing thing. Watching that guy smoke a
Oh.
cigarette while drumming with one arm. It was mind blowing. I could not take my mind off of it. It
And
was
then you
like
did, and then you didn't understand why Joe Dirt kept saying Def Leppard sucked. Like,
right.
I
It
just
made
saw
no
them; they
sense.
did not suck.
Also,
Well, that
Soul
was
Gravy, the after
Kid
show is
Kid
really
Rock
the same
said
thing.
that
So.
in there, and so I don't know, but yeah. So that was the first concert. Opened my eyes to what goes on at rock shows. Even Def Leppard, who were kind of up there, people were still ready to
Right.
show out, which is fantastic. I think that the one I actually paid for is probably in high school. Friends had a there were always like either underground screamo bands or so it was like always like a $5 cover, and
Solid.
and you got to go in at some some basement of a coffee shop. Actually, it was probably my friend Ethan Talley who plays bass with me. He was in bands, and I would just go and support and
Solid.
all of that.
Good
And
friend.
then it was a lot of fun. He's amazing. So so those are probably the two. Actually, I saw Def Leppard 1 week, and then I think 2 weeks later I saw George Strait with Martina McBride, and I was like, "This is
Oh,
awesome."
wow.
Yeah. So we got really lucky on those.
Oh, double shot.
Yeah, it was
All right.
great.
So real quick, when you're playing your full band gigs, I've listened to your your music, but what are some covers that's in with those full band gigs?
Oh man,
I'm curious how different it is from your sound on what's
yeah.
on Spotify to what the covers would be.
Luckily, a lot of the people that I play with they're really good at matching what's on the record. Obviously it's not always the same because there were keys and all this, but some I love playing. There's a Dr. John song called Junko Partner. Love playing that
Yeah.
song. I played a whole lot of shaking going on the other week. That was a lot of fun. And a song that I love singing, especially with harmonies, is "Wild and Blue" by John Anderson. And just like
And the Steelwoods version, have you heard that?
I don't think I've even heard Stillwoods version.
Okay, all right.
I'm
So
gonna have to go check it
I'm
out.
giving homework this time.
Yeah,
Stillwoods, and Brent Cobb both have a version of it.
I
Totally
had
different.
so
Totally
I've heard
different, but
Brent Cobb's on that tribute record,
mhm.
right? I don't
Yep.
think I've heard the Stillwoods. I'll
Oh,
have to check them out.
it's completely rocking and badass.
I love that. Yeah, I'll check
They're
that out.
yeah, it's crazy. And they used to play it live too. And Wes would play the harmonica part at the beginning. And anyway,
Heck yeah.
great stuff. All right, so make sure you go follow Cody on all of his socials, wherever you listen to your music, hit that follow button so that when new music is being released, it'll notify you and let you know. To get in even Spotify has an algorithm, unfortunately. So, it helps everybody out involved whenever they make Cody and any other independent guys, whenever they make posts on social medias, platforms, make sure you engage, like, share with your music buddies. It helps get their word out there. So, this started out as a joke on episode 1, and it was the most Dollar General question that I could come up with. So, and it's still rolling, Cody. Here we go.
Okay.
Cody, what is your favorite Little Debbie snack?
Whew. Okay. All right. I know what it is.
Okay.
But I want to preface this by saying might not even be the most delicious Little Debbie snack. It might be the best treat of its kind, and because of that, there is no other kind even close to it.
Okay.
And that would be the decadent, the exquisite, luxurious Star
I've ne-
Crunch.
Oh, Star Crunch.
Okay.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard Little Debbie and exquisite
Yeah.
in the
Decadent.
same. Yeah,
Yeah.
decadent in the same.
Word choice.
It is absolute decadence.
Okay.
And it's one of those treats. Other things are snacks. People will say I'll have a snack. Star Crunch is a treat. Okay, Star Crunch is it's
Our buddy
something
Matt Willis will be losing his shit right
He
now.
would.
So yeah.
there might not be a better treat than a Star Crunch. What are your favorites?
Somebody said in the chat, Star Crunch, who even are you?
I'm not of this world.
Yeah, let me put it on the screen so you know who it is. There you go.
That's okay. It's fine. I am galactic. I'll say that.
All Little Debbie's need love. So
That's right.
Yeah. Well,
so mine is fudge round and his is oatmeal cream pie.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Okay, fudge round. Great choice. I will say
double deckers, the big fudge round though, not the little one.
okay.
The
Full
taste
size.
is totally different.
The big
So-
Deborah size.
So
Yeah.
fudge round is what I would get. My dad would give me with Vina sausages when we were going to go work, and so that kind of ruins it for
It's
me.
like that sit in your stomach kind of hard.
Understand that's not. I mean, I like them, but usually with a glass of milk, not with Vahinas in the sunshine. So
Yeah. Falling under houses.
fair enough. Completely understand.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of treats, this has been a blast. Thank you all for being here. Cody,
y'all.
thanks again for your time. We appreciate it. Y'all take
It's been
care.
great.
If you haven't subscribed, please do that. Also, while you're at it, go find our friend Cody wherever you steal music and give him a follow. I'm sure he would appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank
Cody,
you all
thanks
so
for your
much.
time.
Yeah, pleasure's all mine.
Appreciate it. All right, hang tight for just a second, man.